G'day everyone, welcome back to How Not to Suck at Surfing, episode 3. I'm Dan Hatchman from Hatchos Shapes, and today we're looking at generating speed. Making speed comes in a few layers of complexity and difficulty. In this video, we'll start from the most basic aspects of making speed and move on to the more complex ones by the end. The first thing to consider when making speed is how steep the wave face is. The steeper the face of the wave, the more power it has, and therefore the more speed you can make. Looking at this wave from Snapper, you can see the high power part of the wave, highlighted in red, is quite small. If you were to position your board in this small area, there would be a lot of acceleration available to you. The orange zone has a more medium power. In this section, you can hold speed easily and have power for carves and recovering from maneuvers. The blue section denotes a low power zone where it's not very steep, and you will likely decelerate if you're in this zone of the wave. This is often used to your advantage. For example, when you bottom turn with a lot of speed, you can choose to fade down into the flats to wash off speed, so that you can turn up into the lip with a more vertical trajectory. So in general, powerful parts of the wave are required to make speed. The second thing you want to consider when trying to make speed is the weighting of your front and back foot. This is demonstrated superbly by Kerr here. If you weight your front foot in a powerful section, you will accelerate. Weight your back foot enough and you will stall. So making speed is a combination of weighting and de-weighting your feet and finding a route through these medium to high power zones. It's important to consider that these power zones are continuously changing. So to get into one, you need to plan ahead. And if you want to do a maneuver with that speed, you need to plan further again. Let's have a closer look at this example from Kerr. So Sierra spots that down the line there's a section that's forming and she wants to launch off that section going hamad. When she gets there, she wants to have as much speed as possible so she can boost up in the air. This wave has 3 distinct sections to it, and Sierra predicts what's going to happen to give herself the speed she needs when she hits that air section. The first section has a small power pocket and not that much power available down the line. Instead of doing a cutback or another turn, Sierra sees what's coming next and stalls in her tail in the power pocket so that she can accelerate as fast as possible when the next section opens up. The second section has a long power band through the middle, and Sierra uses this section to continuously accelerate, bringing as much speed as possible into the third section. The third section is the air section. Sierra actually has heaps of speed already, and she's going down to the bottom to wash off a little bit of a speed so that she can come up at a higher angle and attack that lip and launch out of it. Now let's watch the whole wave in action. Here we go. She's stalling. Now making speed, pumping down the line, and boom. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. These guys aren't just putting their weight on the front foot in the power zone. They're pumping. Pumping is a technique that allows you to accelerate even faster by driving your board down the face in the steep part of the wave multiple times without having to go into the low power zone. Pumping is a cyclic technique made up of a few functional movements. You can start from anywhere in the cycle, but for the sake of this tutorial, we'll start here. Step 1. Compress. Form a compressed position at the top of the wave. Here you have the highest gravitational potential energy, which you're later going to convert. Step 2, the power stroke. Point your board slightly down the face, weight your front foot and extend. Through this section, you will move down towards the low power zone. This is your power stroke. Your board, weighted forward, has low drag and will turn the gravitational potential energy into kinetic energy, i.e. speed. But quick, you're approaching the lower power zone at the bottom of the wave. So on to step 3, the turn. So your legs are now almost fully extended and you're almost down in the low power zone. The extension from your power stroke should already have your body moving upwards. Before you leave your board in the bottom of the wave, de-weight your front foot and jab down sharply on your back foot to lift the nose of the board back up the face. It can help to press into your toes a little, as you will need your board to move slightly into your screen as well as back up the face. Step 4, the glide up. In this step, move your board back up the face towards the initial compressed position. If you keep weight on in this part, you will decelerate rapidly. So it's important to put down as much pressure in your power stroke so that less pressure is required in your glide up. Finally, you're back to step 1, compress, and ready to start your next power stroke. Now let's see it in action. Alright, and now let's see it again in slow motion. This weighting in the downhill and de-weighting in the uphill seems like it breaks the conservation of energy as you're going downhill over and over again. But actually, the extra energy is coming from your legs. I hope you've been doing your squats. And that brings us to the end of the tutorial. If you feel like you've learned something and you'd like to come back and learn some more, click the subscribe button here. And there'll be a video that's recommended for you by the YouTube algorithm here. Smash the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed it, and over and out. Cheers.